Hello everybody, how are y'all doing today? I am exhausted. I have had a really bad last few weeks. So this video is going to be a little bit on the lower end on the production scale. I'm literally recording this the day before. I have to get this video out at noon tomorrow, and it's 6:45, and I need to get a video done. It's been one of those weeks. It's actually been one of those several weeks. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Just wanted to kind of preface things if I sound a little tired, and if I stutter over my words, or if I stumble, or if things just kind of seem generally a little meh, I apologize. I'm very tired. So the last time we played with the Homelab, we got our template designed and updated, and everything's good to go there. But I don't really have a way to access my home network anymore because obviously all my VMs are gone. So the first thing that I would like to do is to get a VPN up and running. So that way, whenever I am out and about, if I'm going somewhere, if I'm wanting to visit friends or whatever, I can still VPN back to my home network and still have access to all my stuff. Typically, the way that I've done this in the past was I just installed OpenVPN and kind of did everything manually. I wrote shell scripts to make it less painful, obviously, but there were a lot of things that I still did manually. Manual cert generation, I had my own certificate authority and like all kinds of stuff. Ugh, lots of extra stuff that I don't really think I need. But then I remembered that Jeff Geerling posted this video a while ago about doing your own WireGuard VPN. I'm not particularly interested in the WireGuard part of it. I might revisit WireGuard in the future. WireGuard is a fascinating topic. I just don't know a whole lot about it yet. So I think for this video, we're going to just use the OpenVPN part of the project, and that should make things a lot easier and simpler, and should be a lot more fun to play with, I think. I don't know. It's very possible that I'm going to set all this up, and then I'm going to hate every second of it. So I doubt that will happen, but it has happened before. So I love websites that do this, by the way. Like, here's the project, blah blah blah. The first sentence that you read that isn't like, hi, this is the website, is the installation instructions. I love that. That's good. More things need to do that. The first thing that we need to do is we need to clone our VM. So we're going to, so we have our template right here. So this is going to be our base for all of our projects going forward, because it's got everything else that we need on it. So we go up here to more, clone. We only have one node, so we're going to collect that. VMID, what? Do I really want my VM, I don't think I want my VPN to be my first ID. I want first ID to be, so the way that I like to structure stuff is lower numbers is like core infrastructure, and then like the higher up you get into like less and less important stuff. So like 100 to 110 is like, that would be where you put, if you're virtualizing pfSense, it would go there. That would be where you put your Active Directory stuff. That would be where you put web servers, like core infrastructure stuff. And then like in the 120 range, the 150 range, that'll be where you put Plex, or that'll be where you put file shares. And like I would probably put file shares in the first range, but you get my point. Then when you get into like the 200 or the 300 or the 1000 range, that's when you get to like weird stuff like wiki, I guess. I don't know. I think for this would not be a part of core infrastructure. However, it would definitely be part of infrastructure. So I think this one's going to be 110. So we're just going to name it VPN Mark II, because it is my second go at creating a VPN VM. The first one being on the first Homelab, obviously. Let's wait a second or two for that clone to complete. So that definitely took a while. I don't know if I really need a 50 gig. I definitely don't need a 50 gig disk, but shrinking that will probably be a pain in my butthole, so we're just not going to do that. And instead, we're just going to start this guy up. We need to remember that because we are starting up something that was a template before, we have to set up the VPN, or the VPN server, as a device on our network. So that means adding a static IP and setting the host name and all that stuff, setting up DNS records. So we're going to do that whenever it actually boots up. If we go over to the summary screen here, we've got our IP, so that'll be super easy to remote into. Let's go ahead and escalate to sudo. First thing that we're going to do is make this bigger and zoom in for y'all. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fix the host name. So now if I exit and SSH back into it. So we need to re-escalate back to sudo, and then we're going to edit our IP, which I believe was done via NetPlan if I'm not mistaken, so that'll be super easy to do. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a weird file under etc NetPlan. Like it wasn't the typical one that I expect to see. Yeah, it was installer. Okay. So we nano that. And then we just set it to whatever we want it to be, right? So then we just do, oh boy, what do I want this IP to be? What was my last one? So 3 is DNS. Pretty sure it was .5, so we're gonna keep that. Let's go ahead and do an apt update and apt upgrade. And just go ahead and do that. So that's just going to run automatically now. And while that's running, we can log into my router and, or my DNS actually, and set up the A record. So that'll be super easy. So I forgot actually that I brought over all of my old records. That's gonna have to get censored. Cool. Creating glue records for things that I shouldn't have to create glue records for is a lot of fun. Let's see, where is my VPN? 1.5 was my NFS share. Right. I don't want to reuse that. So it had to have been 4, and I just didn't pull over 4. Okay, so actually happy accident, so I just didn't add this. So if you're using Pi-hole, you literally just come up here and just domain, VPN, docs.net. And I decided that we're going to do 1.4 because 1.5 is going to be my NFS share if/when I do that. So I'll just, whenever this is done updating, I will go back and I will edit it and fix the assignment, and then we should be good to go. Okay, so it looks like whenever we did the update, it also gave us a kernel upgrade, so that's cool. We'll have to boot the term. I really need to work on my infrastructure. Just been busy and tired lately. So now, whenever it comes up with any luck, we should have the new IP of 192.168.1.4. Okay, and there's our new IP. And just to be sure that everything is working good. All right, well, that was an annoying mess. I figured out what was going on. It's just a setting was wrong on my router. So now we can properly SSH in. We have the right IP address, so everything is good. Awesome. So we've rebooted, so we should now be on the new kernel, which we are. Awesome. So now at this point, all we really need to do is install the VPN stuff. Copy this curl command and go to town. I can't wait. Should I be sudo installing this? Probably. Sudo will be used for the install. Well, that answers that question. Okay. All right, well, I've already done all that, so sure. It's fine, it's already configured. JRolo, okay. Well, I was kind of hoping I could just toggle one or the other, but it looks like I have to actually choose at runtime. So I guess screw it. Let's try WireGuard. Let's see what happens. This is kind of unknown territory for me, so sure. Ugh, sure. PyVPN add to create client profiles, and then that's it. Fine, reboot. So that's it. It's already done all the hard work for me. That's hard to believe. Huh, okay, so we can just install and uninstall using the same command line thing. Okay, this actually seems pretty straightforward. Hopefully it stays that way because, like, good lord, doing everything manually was a real headache. Like, it was doable and it's fine, it's easy, but like, why have headache when simple does trick? What do I do? PyVPN -A, I guess, because we're gonna add a profile, right? Enter a name for the client. Let's see. We're gonna do. You can scan with the mobile app. Really? Okay. So if I do. Hi everyone, editing James again. Sorry for all of the censoring that I had to do in this upcoming section. Unfortunately, it seems that the QR code contains the private key as well as the public key, and some other information I didn't really particularly want out. So there's a lot of mosaic blurs going up here, and I'm really sorry. But there was really no way for me to show what I was doing that wouldn't also let you scan the QR code. So anytime you see blurring on the screen, sorry, it's a QR code. I have to blur it. Sorry. PyVPN-QR 1. Cool. Well, I'm gonna have to censor that for the video, but that's pretty neat. So all I have to do now is, I guess, scan it. So I gotta switch over to the client device. I don't really know how I'm gonna record that. I'm gonna have to do some weird like camera stuff, I think. So it turns out that WireGuard is actually pretty easy. Thank you, Reflections, for showing the QR code. It's fine. So all I did was I just went to my iPad and I just installed the app. You open it up. It asks you to add a tunnel. You tell it yes. We're gonna tell that we're gonna create from QR code. It's gonna wake up the camera. So you wanna make sure you position it so it doesn't, nobody knows that you're not wearing pants. What is the angle that this is? That's weird. I had to like hold the iPad like sideways. Anyway, so please name the scanned tunnel. So I guess we're gonna say DD test. Save. Tell it that we want to allow the VPN connection. You enter your PIN code, and then it adds it. So I think at this point we just turn it on, and it should just act like a normal VPN connection, right? So I should just see. So I should just. It says it's active, but I don't see anywhere that I'm actually connected to the VPN like I'm supposed to. I don't know, it says VPN's active. Okay, so I guess the only way to test it now is to not be on the same network. So now comes the actual test. I have it loaded on my phone. As you can see that we are on an LTE connection, just to prove that there's no shenanigans here. Let's reload. Oh, no external IPv4, but I have an external IPv6 and Wi-Fi connected. Data set information, yes, LTE. Okay, cool. So we're good, right? So I'm gonna come back here to WireGuard. We're gonna hit add a tunnel. We're gonna create from QR code. We're gonna scan that. Gonna hit save. Tell it allow. It's gonna prompt me for my password, which I'm going to obviously hide. And just like that, we now have our entry. I check it. VPN thing pops up. So we've got our information here. Last handshake 10 seconds ago. Seems like we're good. So now if I go back to Net Analyzer and I reload. Aha, I have an actual IPv4 now. My IPv6 is gone. And seems like if I was to open up my web browser, I could access my Homelab. So let's try that. Okay, and it's giving me the warning. We're gonna hit show details. Visit this website. Well, it's reading the certificate correctly. So this is definitely it. I just don't have the certificate trusted, and Safari's being a butthole not letting me do it. But it is working. So yeah, everything there is working fine. That's actually really stupid easy and really powerful. That's amazing. Okay, well, I'm at a little bit of a loss for words. I really thought this would be a lot more in-depth and a lot more detailed and a lot harder than it actually was. It just kind of worked out the box and things were just kind of good. So yeah, I guess just follow this video. You don't even have to do that. It's literally just you run the script and then you're done. It's that easy. Obviously you have to do some other network stuff, like you have to make sure your ports are forwarded, and there's also all the setup stuff for the VM that you have to do. So there is other stuff to do, but I mean, we literally went over 95% of it. The only thing I didn't show you was forwarding ports. So yeah, Woohoo. I'm so happy that this was an easy project. I've been putting this off for a little bit because, like I said, I'm very tired and I haven't been feeling well, so this went very well. It's a little weird. I have a short video to post, but whatever. We'll go for it. Well, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions about how all this works, feel free to let me know, and we will see you next time, I guess.